Here are the 5 key takeaways from the book Apple in China by Patrick McGee. China just didn't assemble your iPhone, it became the world's factory, and Apple made it happen. This is the untold story of how Steve Jobs, Terry Gou, and a $55 billion bet from Apple reshaped the global manufacturing forever. The first takeaway is around the Foxconn bet. Back in the 2000s, Terry Gou, founder of Foxconn, made a huge bet on Apple and a pretty bold move at that time. He went all in on Apple. When everyone was saying that it's impossible to work with Apple, he didn't care. He knew that if we satisfy Apple's standards, we can manufacture for anyone in the world, we being Foxconn. The bet paid off in a big way. Foxconn became the biggest contract manufacturer in the world. Their revenues increased from about $1 billion in late 1990s to about $100 billion in early 2010. Takeaway number 2 was the airlift of innovation. Apple just didn't outsource. They embedded their engineers in China. How deep? At one point in time, prior to the pandemic, Apple had about 50 business class tickets reserved on a daily basis between San Jose and Shanghai. Engineers stayed there for months, working shoulder to shoulder with Chinese suppliers. This wasn't outsourcing, this was insourcing Apple DNA into China. Takeaway number 3 was the Marshall Plan 2.0. From 2010 to 2015, Apple poured about $55 billion annually into the Chinese supply chain. This was not just buying components. Apple bought machines, installed them in the Foxconn facilities and other contract manufacturers, trained the staff. This is more than what US spent adjusted for inflation, rebuilding Europe after the World War II. Takeaway number 4 was Steve Jobs' Scratchgate episode. The first iPhone was announced by Steve Jobs in January 2007 with a plastic screen. But Jobs hated how it was scratched in his pocket with his keys and things like that. So he told his team, I want glass, and we ship in June. At that point in time, no one had a scratch-resistant multi-touch glass available at scale. But Apple worked all of this out in a 5-month time period, and the iPhone launched in June 2007 with a glass multi-touch surface. Chapter number 5, or the takeaway number 5, is around yellow cows in the Apple black market. Ever heard about what the yellow cows are? They're an underground syndicate in China who would buy iPhones in bulk from Apple stores and resell them to all the regions that did not have that supply. At one point in time, it is estimated that over 10,000 fake Apple stores existed in China, and they were run by these yellow cows. The demand was just insane and off the top. The final thought is that Apple just didn't benefit from China's efficiency. They built it. And now we're thinking about decoupling from China. It's going to be way, way harder than how it looks like.